In a junk state of South Africa, the price of food goes up. With food prices already as high as they are, South Africans might have to be a little more inventive with how they acquire food. In South Africa already, the most unhealthy foods are subsidized, and so we as South Africans are not getting the good stuff. This time on Quintessential Talks, we talk to Renate Weichelt. She's a proponent of urban gardening. She runs a business called Go Grow. It's a premium service available to South Africans which plants and maintains an exclusive urban garden with ready-to-go heirloom seedlings for an organically responsible future. Coming up, I ask her what it means to be organically responsible, and she tells us why going organic is the healthier and safer option for South Africans in the 21st century. I join Renate in her garden in Pretoria.
So it's an urban gardening business where I come to your house and I install a garden that you want, a vegetable garden, and then I maintain it for you weekly as well.
So what is the difference between a garden and an urban garden?
Well, a garden can be anything from plants and flowers to edible things, but the urban gardens is more focused on like things that you can eat, living from the land.
I've seen you giving around a flyer, a pamphlet,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And in it says, if you go through this business, you are going to be an organically responsible gardener, right? So how am I supposed to be organically responsible, or is there a way that I can be organically irresponsible?
Okay. Well, the reason why I put that in is because the methods we use for Go Grow is only organic. So, I mean, anything from the manure to the fertilizer to, even the seeds are heirloom seeds which have been around hundreds of years, and they've got a good quality. So when I say organically responsible future, that can be you as a client. When I install the garden in your house, in your backyard, you actually become more environmentally aware and responsible, because you're now focusing on the details of what goes into your bodies. You actually know what's in that food is good for you. And no harmful pesticides or chemicals.
So it's kind of like, if this was a zombie apocalypse, this is the kind of thing that would
for sure.
If we ran out of food, this would probably be the beginning of growing food again.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
The people who are into those things, the apocalypses, they should come to me.
So for your company, how many hours do I have to invest into the maintenance of the garden, or is your company now interested in the maintenance of it as well, or do you guys just set it up and grow it for the individual customer? So
we found a problem where humans don't really maintain or aren't very good at consistency. So we decided that we're not just going to install the garden, we'll also maintain. So usually twice weekly, and it should be in the area, like Pretoria area. I have done in Joburg, but then unfortunately I can't maintain there because it's a bit too far. But we install and then we maintain weekly for you. It's like pruning and watering if you haven't, and then obviously when something dies, and we'll replace it. Or when the season's over, we collect everything for you and leave it in your house. If you have opened for us and your helper or gardener's there, and then we put new plants in, and it's all good. Okay, I'm just gonna while I'm planting now in the ground, you have options. We give you options as Go Grow. To either plant in a pallet like the one behind you, or in a raised bed. So that's about a centimeter, a ruler height. You fill it with compost and nutrients. Or the other one is in the ground, and then the last one would be boxes, which is maybe hip height, a little bit higher. You can.
What are the benefits of either?
So planting in the ground is a bit more risky because you don't know what has been in the ground before you. With a pallet or a raised bed or whatever, the success rate of your vegetables growing is higher because you know what you're putting in there. You're feeding it with the right foods. But there are ways to test your ground, even cheaply, or you can go to labs if you even want. But you always have to test your pH levels when you're planting in the ground, which there's an easy way to do it with like vinegar and bicarbonates of soda. So there are ways, but the benefits are of both in the ground and in a raised bed also. So you basically loosen the ground, but you don't. You just have to be careful because of the topsoil. Obviously, it's very important to have topsoil, which is where all the nutrients and everything sits for the plants. And there isn't much topsoil left anymore in lots of grounds because of like erosion and so.
Yeah.
So I'll be adding some more topsoil as well as compost mix, just to equalize the ground for the plants.
So if somebody wants to do this kind of, garden growing in, say, an urban setting, like an apartment where there's lots of concrete and there's not a lot of gardens around, like, would you guys offer some sort of thing where you come to a guy's apartment and you set up one of these?
Yeah, sure. I have done the 2 pallets on on someone's balcony before, so that's perfect. There just needs to be some good drainage, and then things will grow in your urban space. So it's possible.
When did you figure out you had an affinity for gardening?
I always kind of been like a, if you can call it, hippie type of person. I mean, my hair is almost 2 meters long. I've always liked the healthy lifestyle. So I guess then Go Grow was perfect for me because it's all about organic living and healthy lifestyles.
Turning passion into a business.
Yeah, sure, of course. And my mom's also got green fingers. Gardening is her passion.
Do you think you would be able to win anyone over? Because, like, to be honest, I'm not the most green-fingered person out there. So, but I mean, once you see the processes happening and you see young people, like 20 somewhat doing it, you kind of get into the whole, like, maybe I could start my garden type of thing. So that's what you're kind of focusing on.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw a restaurant the other day that's growing their own vegetables and herbs and stuff outside. So, I mean, everyone's actually going there, but they don't really want to admit it in a way. And I mean, it's actually really rewarding when you, pick vegetables from your own garden.
Yeah.
You might not think it now, but as soon as that little thing comes out, and you're like, wow, this is actually free, and I grew it in my garden. Yeah, really happy. So, I just put topsoil and compost mixed on the ground where I'm planting the seedlings, and then you just you turn it around a little bit, the soil, you mix it up so that it all mixes well. Okay, then you get your hands dirty. I'm gonna put the cabbage in now. It's the last season for cabbage, so at the end of April this should be done and ready to eat, and then it gets replaced with the winter vegetables. Put that in there, just deep enough so that the roots take to the ground. And I'll also be putting some basil, because the basil keeps the chuchas away and stuff. So that helps a lot as well. Then you don't have to actually use pesticides and chemicals and so.
Yeah.
And I'll put like in between it all, here and there. And then time for the beetroot.
So these are planted quite closely together.
Yeah, they are. When they grow bigger, you can always space them out, or but I mean, the season for it is almost over, so it shouldn't be much longer that they have to be in the ground.
Do you have to winterproof any of the things that you plant?
There's this thing called the frost fleece, which you would then, it's just a thin layer of just this white layer that you can put over your plants, which really helps. It keeps the moisture in, and it keeps like birds out and prevent the hot sun from burning your plants. Not that winter has hot sun, but also protects it from the frost and from getting too cold. So there goes the last basil. So I put some basil, beetroot and cabbage.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then just the last step actually is to put the mulch on top, which is just like anything from like dried leaves to like dried grass. I have here veldgras, so I picked this up next to the road. It looks like hay,
yeah,
but it's just normal grass. This you put a layer on top, of the surface of the plants. Keeps the moisture in, keeps weeds out. Just very, very good. You can never go wrong with mulch. And then you water it, and then you've got a garden.
As simple as that.
Yeah, as simple as that.
You always hear people say that, but now it's literally as simple as that.
You can use gloves, then you don't even get your hands dirty, but I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with wearing gloves?
No, you have to get your hands into the soil.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if I don't have stuff under my fingernails by the end of the day, it wasn't worth it.
No, I agree. Cool.
Alright.
Yeah, it's funny, when I tell people I'm starting a gardening business, they're like, oh, right, cool. And they don't understand it because there are so many gardening businesses, but it's more an urban gardening business. So it's kind of like it's not a new concept, but people aren't very well educated about it, I think. So here comes GoGrow and is going to teach you about it. And I also think that urban gardening is the future, because the farming methods that we're using now actually aren't doing so well anymore. There was a study done where it's like only 60 more years of fertile soil is left that we can use, which is a bit scary. I mean, we kind of need to change that, or maybe we can't be growing food anymore. So yeah, I think urban gardening is the way to go from now on. If people agree with me, then we can work together and we can build an empire of urban gardening.
So are there people that would disagree with you? Would you say?
Sure. Yeah, sure, because there are many people who still believe in the GMOs, making more food for more people, because there is a food problem in the world, as we all know it. So yeah, I think there would be still some people who stand for the GMOs, as it caters for more people. Yeah.
So in your opinion, what is wrong with the GMOs?
I just think that health-wise, GMOs aren't so good in the long term. Organically, I mean, there's nothing wrong with organic. It's the way that we were supposed to live, back in the day, naturally, nothing added to the ground. Well, that's bad for it. So in the long run, organic living will do your body better. There's actually this little city in Italy where everyone grows their own foods. Everything organically. It's not that they want to grow organically, that's just how it goes. And people are living to like 100 years old and stuff, so they're trying to figure out why these people are living that long, but I have a feeling it's because the organic thing has come in. And
so with organic growing, can we reverse that statistic of, maybe we only have 60 years left?
Yeah, you definitely can, but it's going to take some time, because fixing soil takes years, because things have to decompose in the soil. They have to get back the nutrients that they lost. So it's possible, but it'll take time. It's known that the organic foods that are grown and the heirloom foods that are grown, there's more nutrients. Scientifically, there's more nutrients in the heirloom and the organic foods. The color is more vibrant, which is cool. I mean, you're gonna take redder tomatoes than the other ones, and there's more fiber, more vitamins than the foods that we know. So there's definitely a change in the quality of food from the organics to the foods today.
A court ruling allows for the private possession, cultivation and use of dacha at home. It has also ruled that Parliament must change sections of the Drug Trafficking Act as well as the Medicines Control Act. It has 24 months to do so.
On the 30th of March, just before April Fool's Day, the High Court in the Western Cape declared it legal to grow and smoke marijuana in South African homes. Naturally, for people who are running gardening and cultivation businesses like Renate, this legislation that still needs to go through the Constitutional Court could present unique opportunities for the future of gardening businesses in South Africa. The marijuana cultivation is a bit different to your normal cultivation, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But we might add it to our list of seedlings that we sell.
Okay.
Only when it's legally, when you're legally allowed to sell it.
Yeah.
Right now you're just allowed to grow it, but it's not yet part of our our model. So
yeah, but potentially in the future, do you think it could become quite profitable for your company for marijuana to be grown?
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially because the medical, it's all around. The medicine is all around marijuana right now.
Yes.
I definitely think that might push up the sales.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good opportunity for me because I'm already growing things. So why not just add another type of plant?
Because you might see it popping into normal nurseries and big time nurseries and stuff
definitely.
like that. Because
so,
I mean, they're going to see the value of it at the end of the day.
And I mean, as soon as it's going to be legalized, and I'm pretty confident it will, people are going to fight over businesses like that. So while I'm now already almost established, then I can just add it. I mean, it's easier for me to now add it than someone to just start something, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, damn. How do we get in touch with you and, you know, hire your services?
So I am on Facebook, which is Go Grow Urban, and then Instagram as well. You can follow me there at Go Grow Urban. Facebook is always the easiest. My number's on there, so you can WhatsApp me. I'm easily accessible. Always there. Phone calls easy. You call me, it happens. It gets done.